This podcast is brought to you by Stevie Wicks and by the Down the Middle podcast.
Come with me to discover the transformative power of kindness and the joy it brings. Join me as we explore every Monday morning simple yet profound ways to elevate your happiness, one gesture at a time.
Wow, fantastic baby, dance. I'm gonna dance. Fantastic baby.
Fantastic day to one and all. Welcome to another edition of The Complete Guide to Happiness. Hope you had a happy week last week. Hope you're happy today. And I hope this show makes you even happier. I'm very happy. It should be March 17th. And I should be in Nigeria on my second day of my 3-week tour of the country. And I'll be broadcasting for the next 3 weeks from Nigeria. And this is being pre-recorded, and this is 6 days before the launch of the tour. I've been given a red diplomatic passport by the government. They're rolling out the red carpet. We're going to have a convoy going from north to south, to east to west. So far, it's 5 vehicles with a military escort. And the Nigerians are really getting the kindness revolution. And I'm very, very happy for that. And the people that I'm meeting the last couple of days are off the charts. It's like a snowball rolling down the hill. It's gaining momentum. We're giving away 10,000 workbooks to the kids as we travel around. We've got at least 20 computers with Wi-Fi being distributed. We've got, I'm bringing my pins. I've got 3,000 Be Kind pins to give to the kids and to ambassadors that we meet along the way. We've got, what else we've got? We got 400 plus backpacks, custom Be Fantastic backpacks for the kids. We've got lots of goodies for the kids. And it's just, it's really making me happy and making my heart smile. I don't know if that's the word for it, to see such openness. We've got over 40 cities in Nigeria that I'm not going to visit all 40, I don't believe, but at least 16 states. It's just fantastic. We're going to, in the comments here, we'll have some places where you could follow. First off, I'll be posting on Be Fantastic YouTube. And of course, once a week on this show, Be Fantastic Facebook, Be Fantastic O2 Instagram, number of different places where you can follow the tour and see all the kind people. People are taking the Global Kindness Pledge because, as you know, kindness leads to happiness. And if you don't know it yet, the pledge goes like this. I pledge to be kind to and love myself. The hardest, most important commitment, by the way, in life. I pledge to be kind to and strive to love all others. It's the golden rule. If everyone is kind to one another, we won't have wars and violence and lying and stealing and cheating and killing and all the different things that man does. And the third is I pledge to be kind to, love, and respect our Mother Earth. You know, we've destroyed her in the last 150 years, and it's not too late. We can still recover and make it fantastic again. You know, when COVID hit, the world cleaned up itself in a week. That was pretty amazing. I am calling for a national moratorium on violence and crime for Nigeria for 3 weeks. I'm asking all the criminals to take a 3-week vacation. And actually, why don't we do this for the world? I don't know who's watching around the world, but try to be crime-free for 3 weeks. Let's see what happens. That would be fantastic. Even if it's just reduction, that's fantastic. Because kindness really is rewarding. A lot of poor people will say when they hear about my kindness revolution, the Be Fantastic philosophy, they'll say, well, what's in it for me? And there's a lot in it for you. And the people that have somewhat of an intelligence about them say, how can I help? That's what I want to hear from people. How can I help? And there's many ways of helping. Help yourself first by loving yourself. Help others by loving them. And help our planet by loving it. I've got a nice guest coming up here. I've got 2 or 3 that I've got lined up. I'm not sure who I'm going to pick from the hat, but all my ambassadors are fantastic because they're kind individuals. We're in 147 countries spreading kindness, and kindness leads to happiness. And that's what you're watching this show, to be happy. And I'd like to give out happy quotes. Oh, speaking of which, as you know, every day I send out motivational quotes to my 800 plus WhatsApp groups. So let me, I didn't line this up, but let me see what I've got in store for you for today's quote, March 10th, 2025. Can you believe we're already in the third month of the year? Okay, so this quote, do I need glasses for this? Okay, it's about forgiveness. You know, I come up with a concept each day, and then I draw from my wisdom a quote that I have put out or just thought of, and then a quote from someone famous in history. This one is from Mahatma Gandhi. He says, "The weak never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong." It's pretty good. So there he goes. The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is an attribute for the strong. And forgive. I've made mistakes in my life, and hopefully the people forgive me. You gotta forgive. Forgive and forget. Me, I forgot. I have no problems because I have no memory. So I can't remember the problems I have. Anyway, and I wrote, we need to forgive the damage we have done to our Mother Earth and pledge to be kind to her from now on. I'll repeat it because I need glasses. What can you do? We need to forgive the damage we've done to our Mother Earth and pledge to be kind to her from now on. So one of my little sayings lately is, don't ask what the world can do for you. Ask what you can do for the world. And you know what you can do for the world? Be kind to it. Litter less, use less, buy less. Don't litter. Don't pollute. Recycle, repurpose, reformat. And that will make it a happier world. We'll all be happy if we don't have to look at trash when we're walking in a beautiful, serene park or even just down the street. So much trash. And it's thrown down one person at a time. One person at a time. Be accountable for your actions. I know it's tough to, I don't smoke, but throwing cigarette butts down. 4.7 trillion cigarette butts get thrown down each year. Trillion. That's a lot of cigarette butts. And they cause forest fires and they kill fish because they get washed into the ocean. And the other day I heard about this woman who died because she was drunk, fell asleep. Don't drink too much, by the way. Everything in moderation. Fell asleep with a cigarette in her hand, of course, and caught on fire and died from smoking cigarettes. And that happens all the time, by the way. That's not like a fluke thing. And people throw their cigarettes out of the window. I remember, they used to have this thing, I don't know if they still have it, I haven't driven a car in years, called an ashtray, where you put your cigarette butts in, so you don't throw them out the window. And you know what people do when the ashtray is full? It's disgusting. They'll take it and release it from its holder and dump the full ashtray out. Genius. The insanity of humanity. I can go on forever how insane this society is. From the burning of smart women at Salem, Massachusetts, to people being entertained in the gladiator days by lions eating humans. Oh my God! Or in the Old West, people went for Sunday picnics to watch the weekly hanging of the criminals. We should hang criminals, by the way. At any rate, it's the insanity of humanity. And shows like this, hopefully will put a smile on your face because you got to throw some comedy out there now. I know that. It's just kindness and happiness should be accompanied with comedy. And that's what I'm thinking. So anyway, let's get to the guest. It's just going to be a surprise to me and you both. They've all been great. I mean, I have really fantastic episodes. I hope you go back and watch them. I know you're too busy making money. But if you're on an airplane and you got some time to kill or driving, we're on Spotify. So Spotify, you can listen to the podcast on Spotify. You don't have to watch my mug on TV here. But whatever you're doing that's making you happy, keep doing it. And hopefully you're being happy by watching the show and you're liking and sharing, because liking and sharing leads to kindness. Kindness leads to happiness. I think that's how it goes. Well, everyone, I'm really happy to introduce you to our newest ambassador of kindness, actually second newest, since he joined about an hour ago. We've already had people join after him. But his name is Oluwa Muiwa. I think I got that. I was pretty close on that one.
You are.
I know so many people with that name, it's ridiculous, but I should
Mhm.
have it down pat by now. And he's from Ondo, Nigeria. He was introduced to me from a good friend in London, Syed from Karachi. And Aluwamuyiwa is our 10,932. Welcome to the kindness revolution, my friend.
Thank you for having me,
Yeah, and
Dr.
this
Fantastic.
show is called The Complete Guide to Happiness because I think that's why we're on the planet. And if you're not happy, talk to me and I'll make you happy. Because our friend Syed, our mutual friend, didn't want to come on because he says he's suffering, he's not feeling well, and he's got a little anxiety. Now, I was gonna get him out of it in about 10 seconds. Because watch this. I'm gonna call you O for short. O, say I am fantastic right now.
I am fantastic right now.
How does that feel?
You said?
How does that feel?
Oh, good, great. I'm always fantastic. I'm doing fantastic everywhere I go there. I'm fantastic.
Words matter. Words affect water. We're water, 80% water. So when you say the word fantastic or kind words, it reduces stress, anxiety, and depression. 70% of people are depressed. That's probably why I was invited to host this show. This is not my show. This is Arete Media's show, but they asked me to come on and host it because I am the ambassador of kindness, and kindness leads to happiness. So my first question to you, my new ambassador, and by the way, everybody, this man is visionary, not unlike myself. He's got a thing called VisionAfric that we're going to talk about. He is a leadership expert. Boy, we're going to be best friends, I tell you. This guy's got a good going on, got a great smile, great disposition. He's a visionary. Very happy that he's one of our newest ambassadors of kindness. So my first question to you as my guest here on the Complete Guide to Happiness is, how do you define happiness?
Fantastic. That's a very beautiful question. To me, happiness is a self-generating empowerment that gives strength, inner strength, and that also position every man to be fantastic according to your word. Happiness will not be given by the world. Happiness is given by yourself. You are the sole proprietor of your life. So if anybody wants to be happy, you generate the happiness through within. And happiness, in another word, is called abilities to be interesting. When you are having the aura of God, the presence of God in your life, then automatically you will not just but be happy. Not only that, when you are fulfilling a purpose, you are generating happiness because that is what you love doing. In another word, when you are creating a positive change, a positive influence, definitely it is an automatic, it is inevitable. You are going to be happy. So happiness to me is not something that, just fall from somewhere. It has to be ignited by passion, purpose, and vision. So that is.
Well put, very well put. This around my neck here is the Egyptian god of wisdom.
Mm.
And I impart a lot of wisdom because I've been on the planet a few years.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I say is, we're here to be happy. And one of the ways to find happiness is to find something that makes you happy and that makes you jump out of bed in the morning. That's the analogy. If you have a desire to jump out of bed, and I think about 5% of people are in that lucky category, that means you're going to look forward to your day. When you look forward to your day, you're going to have fun. When you do something when you have fun, you do it well. And when you do something well, someone's going to pay you for it. But too many people are not even jumping out of bed. They're crawling out of bed. So that's 5%. 90% of people crawl out of bed because they got to do what they got to do to make money. They're not happy. Like our dear friend who introduced us, he's having an anxiety today. Anxiety means you're thinking about the past or you're worrying about the future, but you're not enjoying the present. You know, 70% of people are depressed. When you say the word fantastic, it reduces stress, anxiety, and depression because it makes you smile, which releases endorphins, dopamine, and serotonin. So there's a science behind the Be Fantastic philosophy, and words matter. Words affect water. So I was going to give him that little lesson on camera and watch his anxiety disappear and watch him smile, because when you think about the present, the positive in the present, not the negative in the present, you're going to be happy. Now we've covered 95% of the people. Now there's 5% left over. What are those 5%? They don't want to get out of bed because they're so miserable. They don't want to face the day, unfortunately. And, you know, we can't help everybody. I love calling you O because it's so easy. You got to make your life easy, right? You know, this particular show that you've just been introduced to, I pre-record because it makes my life easy. If I had to schedule an appointment and worry about they're going to be on time, or worry about this and I don't worry about nothing, because nothing's worth worrying about. So I do it at your schedule, my schedule. Syed couldn't make it. Everything happens as it should, when it should. But I am so blessed that Syed introduced us, because you have some great visions for Africa. As you know, I'm going to be traveling on March 16th to Nigeria, where you're from, right? Ondu is from Nigeria. And I'm going to be touring for 3 weeks, military escort. It's going to be a fantastic time. Every night we're going to go to the clubs and party, because I'm a party animal. I do good during the day and I do great at night. We're going to have so much fun. It's going to be off the charts. I want you to tell me about VisionAfric, because that is quite an ambitious project that I would love to be involved with. I'd love to help, because I'm a pretty good leadership expert. I'm a pretty good business consultant, life consultant, and you've got a great vision for VisionAfric.
Thank you so much, Dr. Fantastic. And once again, it's a pleasure for me to be here. And I didn't actually know that I'm going to be on this show today. That's a great deal for me. I have a lot of things I'm quite doing, but when I heard that you're around and you want to speak with me, I said, okay, great. Let me just leave one or two things and come to, we call it a clarion call for the entire Africa. And precisely, you're welcome to our great country, the best and the most fantastic country in the world. That is Nigeria. So I'm happy, and it's a pleasure. So go straight to your question. VisionAfric is a mandate constituted by great patriotic citizens of Africa all over the world. And we are the only established global organization, international organization, for the unification of Africa, for the true emancipation, that is the true independence of Africa. Right now, Africa is as if we are attached, we are not yet independent in any way, economically, politically, scientifically, in all areas. Meanwhile, what is stopping us to be independent? It is just because we have not been able to realize the potential, even though one or two,
or a unified vision like you have.
Exactly. So we've not been able to identify, we've not been able to know who we are. And I call it identity intelligence of Africa, African identity intelligence. So this point gave us a kind of clue that, okay, the only way we can make Africa great again and strong beyond measure, beyond limitation, is for the unification. We need to unite, and VisionAfric is the one driving that potential movement. And there is a phrase there is a cliche we drew for ourselves, and that is Africa is home. So meaning, you understand what home is all about from the perspective of family and from the perspective of societal, value. When you call a place a home, it makes you comfortable. No stress, no panicking, no fear, no any anxiety, no nervosity or any other things. It makes you comfortable, it makes you home. When you call a place a home, you'll be able to eat your 3 square meal You'll be able to go wherever you want to go. You relax, no stress, nothing like say if somebody is pursuing you. So what are we saying? We are trying to make Africa a place that is completely comfortable, a place where we can see our children's children without fear of anything, a place where we desire to accommodate more of friends of Africa all over the world and let them see that we have nothing to be afraid of. That is a home. So VisionAfric is the one, by the grace of God, established through selfless, visionary-driven, potential citizens of Africa and ensuring the liberation of Africa. We have come up with a strategic, plan for Africa by 2050. We call it Africa Vision 2050 Agenda. That's about 2050. And why do we have to come with Vision 2050? By 2050, the world will be 9 billion. And by 2050, Africa will be, 2.5 billion. So it's a round figure kind of number that we targeted, and we're like, okay, this particular demography, that is, you will agree with me that Africa is the one having the youngest demography in the world, and that makes the human capital interesting and unbeatable. So when we have this, then we have the economic aspect of it to be fantastic, to be great, to be well distributed. And it is by this sense of the purpose-driven sense that we have that a vision is cast, the blueprint is established, that on or before 2050, Africa should have our own, unified digital passport. It's not just going to be passport, digital passport, in such a way that we don't need to get a visa anymore. It's a slap on Africans to...
Like America, got 52 states. You don't need a passport to go to Kansas.
You don't need that. So it's a slap on myself as a Nigerian to be queued for African visa. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to engage in that anymore. I don't want my children to be, scattered and trying to squeeze yourself in order to get a visa of Africa. And you will agree with me, if we have this unified digital passport, we will be able to go even beyond African nations. And to us, we are proposing non-visa passport. In other words, we don't need to collect a visa, USA visa, Australia visa, Russia visa, and all the.
Well, that's going to be tougher than just. I think a good goal is all of Africa. That's 56 countries.
Yes, 54 countries.
But now you have to get every other nation to agree to that. That's not going to be the easiest thing.
Yeah, that is all about the leadership this time around that I'm coming to talk about. We believe, Dr. Fantastic, that apart from the one digital passport, we are also projecting one currency. Even though this one did not start from us, it started from our forefathers. But they couldn't do it because of one thing or the other. And I call it strategy that they should have applied. And that is what VisionAfric has come up with. By the grace of God, we've been able to establish one of the fantastic projects that has never been in the history of Africa and the world, and that is OYO, OYYO.social. It's a social media platform that's combined all Africans and all over the world together, that has the features of Facebook, that has the feature of Twitter, that has the feature of Instagram, that has the feature of LinkedIn, all together, done by wonderful Africans. You see, and that project is not just a small project, it's a huge one. It's running up, and we are already working on it. That is just how we believe, VisionAfric believe that Africa is mature enough to have what we call economic zone. And this economic zone is where the manufacturing of the aircraft will be, manufacturing of the train and ship and other things that we need to manufacture. It is very, very a slap on our face as well as to be this age and also to be the root of the world. You agree with me that Africa is the place where everybody migrates from. If you are a United States American, if you are this, if you are that, we all migrated from Africa. But it is still a slap, like I said, that we have not been able to have the aircraft of our own to manufacture from the scratch, not to be assembling parts. We are not to assemble parts and be gathering parts all over the world. We have the resources here. Let me tell you this. Africa and even the world has not been able to tap into the real resources of the world. Let me just say 5% of the resources of the world has been tapped. Africa, 1% of resources. So we still have 99% resources that has not been tapped. So if it is tapped, imagine where we're going to be. So VisionAfric is bringing all this to the space of every African patriot and citizens, that this is what we should look into. Now we are talking about this year. We have proposed a project called Africa Solar Energy City, which we give every household electricity. If Africa is unite, then we are going to have borderless institutions, borderless industries, borderless system, borderless education, borderless, industries and all the things that will make us to migrate without any restriction. Definitely, borders will be there, but borders will not be a form of restriction, but rather to be a kind of checking point, and the rest, we are not to be restricted by anything. Let me tell you, something came out a few days ago about marital bliss of Africa. You know, that some people were projecting that some women in Zimbabwe, women in Nigeria, women in Ghana, women in these, that Nigeria, you know, they have started moving to Zimbabwe to get married. Zimbabweans are coming to Rwanda to get married. Ghana coming to Nigeria to get married. This is the beauty of Africa. This is what we should do. You know what that one means? It means that if there is a fight, quote and unquote, and we have a child, let's say I get married to Zimbabwe, I get married to Rwandan, and maybe Nigeria and Rwanda want to fight. Okay, how are we going to divide our son? Or we're going to do our children? Maybe I have just one child. Are you going to cut my child into two? No. So that alone gives us a sense of connectivity, gives us a sense of, togetherness, unity, love, power. This is what we are talking about. And let me tell you, it is high time, because this is what we are projecting, paradigm shift of leadership and economy. There is what VisionAfric came up with, it's called AGE, that is African Global Economy. And it is through economy that you'll be able to transform Africa. And this economy is what we need, is what is causing, a lot of havoc in the world as we speak. When Donald Trump is laying a kind of tariff on other nations and saying, no, I don't want you to do this, I don't want you to come here, he's doing the right thing for his country. It is high time for Africans to also do right thing for themselves.
No question.
No question. So I'm saying that if Africa is stable, economically, politically, scientifically, educational-wise, health-wise, and other things, security-wise, America will be the one to beg Africa for anything they want to do. America will be on its knee begging Africa, please, I need this, you have to give it to us. Russia will be on its knee. China will be on its knee. Every one of them will be on their knee to beg Africa for survival. And I'm not mincing my word, and I'm telling you, Africa is the food basket of the world. The resources that America is using today is from Africa. The resources that Switzerland is using, the resources of every other. Why are they coming to Africa for crying out loud? Why? It's because there is something in Africa that even the leaders of Africa are not seeing. Look at our lithium, look at our gold, look at our diamond, look at our mineral resources, look at everything. This is what VisionAfric is saying, that enough is enough. Continually becoming a zombie. In fact, we have turned to a nuisance individuals and whatever they can call it in their presence. Go to America, where you come from. The best educationists, the best potential group of individuals that are into educational system of America are the Africans. The Africans that are the one making education of America great. Remove all this, especially Nigerians. Remove Nigerians' education student from, you will see how it will go down. So educational wise, VisionAfric is saying we need indigenous education to enable our continent strive, because without education as a fundamental value that gives potential, talent, and makes every one of us discover ourselves, that education is what we need. Take a look of it. Take a look of this. Every syllabus, in fact, when we speak, when you go to America and you're trying to interview one or two individuals about all this speaking English or stuff, you will discover that we are even the one teaching them. I learned that Donald Trump want to, make English language their first, official language now. So I was like thinking before that, okay, so English language has never been American, official language. It has been a borrowed language. And this is what they came to do for Africa. But Africa needs their own indigenous language. And that is why we are coming up with Swahili language. VisionAfric has adopted Swahili in order to unify us, and in order to, to get.
Well, let me ask you a question there.
Okay, please do.
How many countries in Africa speak Swahili?
About 50 countries and 150 million people speak Swahili.
And how many countries in Africa speak English?
In America, in all over the world, about 50, but in Africa, about 15.
Only 15.
15
for English.
And 15 that speak Swahili.
No, I asked how many speak English in Africa. How many countries?
Well, by the virtue of the colonization, I know of few, and even the francophone countries, they are much more than the.
Because as a consultant, if Africa unites and they all speak Swahili, that's going to alienate them from the rest of the world.
No, listen, my doctor, as a matter of fact, it's going to be a plus. Now, look at this. Okay, there are languages, if I say something right now, you may not be able to, you won't be able to understand it if I speak in my own language.
No, of course not.
So now.
But here's one of the things, before I forget, I want to jump in real quick. I love your 25-year goal. And what that tells me, because when I travel next week around Nigeria, I'm going to speak to the children. And one of the things I'm going to tell the children is they can do anything they want to do. And with you having a goal of 25 years, having your own manufacturing of cars, trains, all the different things we manufacture, that's great, because your country needs to educate these children today for the manufacturing, the engineering, the cultivating, the business people. So they need to have a vision today that in Africa, they're not going to go off to, everybody wants to go off to America for some reason. I don't recommend that. Stay in your country, learn a trade, learn how to work in a factory, learn how to create a business for Africa. But this is great because you have a 25-year goal. The children are very young right now. In 25 years, they're going to be the age where they're in business for themselves. So that's an educational component that you really need to instill today throughout Africa, not just Nigeria. But I proposed what I call the Be Fantastic African Kindness Tour. I literally want to tour all of Africa, but we're setting the stage with Nigeria. Nigeria is fantastic. They're setting the standard, which I hope all the other countries will follow. Now, you and I, we may not see eye to eye all the time. Of course, we just met, but we have the same vision of making Africa great again, M-A-G-A,
exactly.
right? So it's really smart that you're not saying this is going to happen in 5 years. This is 25 years, but you need to educate the kids. So in 25 years, or during that progress, I believe in apprenticeships. I love apprenticeships. Right now, your country, I don't know how much apprenticeships you have, but I'm sure they're learning basket weaving and farming and all kinds of different things with apprenticeships. love apprenticeships. You don't need to go to college to be successful. I didn't go to college. Not to say I'm successful, but I mean, you just need to love what you're doing. I think we need more farmers. We need more teachers. We need more people. But I like your vision of VisionAfric. I like it a lot.
Thank you so much, Dr. Fantastic. This year, we are very intentional. Not even this year, since we've started the movement, Africa is Home movement, as we've established VisionAfric, we have the structure, we have the plan, but this is it. We can't just be talking without implementation. That's why we brought the word walk the talk. And it is very, very important for us to do so that we will not continue to eat the crumbs from anybody's table, foreigners or thereabout. We can't just afford to be eating that. We are beyond, we are very fantastic, just like the word you are using, you know, to engage in such kind of let me use the word, micro mining our potentials. We are too great to be doing that. So what are we doing? VisionAfric want to establish a certain philosophical ideology-driven potential integration of economy and also the capital that will assist and enhance both talent, gift, and every other thing that has to do with human capital. That being said, we've set up solar energy for this year as a project that we want to engage in. But before then, what make other country great if it is not the patriotic aspect of it? Patriotism is the number one to make any country great. Patriotism. When you are not intentional about what you are doing, you will not be in Africa today. And that is a patriotic aspect of your effort that is being seen now in the world. So I am using this platform to challenge every African descent, both American, African-American, African-Caribbean, African-Canadian, and other areas in the world, and Africans in Africa, to be patriotic. Number one, how do you see a patriotic person? Is by involving in the things that will develop the nation, social-wise, economic-wise, health-wise, and other things, and security-wise. We have to get ourselves into what will make Africa great, not just to be talking. Talk is good, but let us involve in the implementation. That being said, now we want to, we propose Clean Africa Initiative. Clean Africa Initiative will be, we are trying to mobilize 1 million people to get a rally. We're going to put on our T-shirt, Clean Africa Initiative, and we pick every debt in every street. All the streets of Africa, starting from Nigeria, will be clean. We will pick it by ourselves. While we are picking it, we will put some garbage can that we're going to be put all those things. And from that, we will recycle all these debts somewhere that we're going to use for certain, industrial stuff. You get what I'm saying? We're going to buy
trash dumps, in America, yeah. They've been dumping it in the ground, and then they cover them up, and they usually put expensive homes on top, which is kind of ironic. But they're now drilling into these 30, 40, 50-year-old dumps because there's many resources in there. It's like Back to the Future, where they threw the banana peel in the car, right? And a few other pieces of trash. Trash has got value to it. I'm an eco artist. I take trash, paint it, and make it beautiful. And I'm telling the Africans and many poor people around the world that they can take trash. It's called the Be Kind sign campaign, and create beautiful things for people out of trash.
You know what it means? See, we have best scientists and technologists in the world. From trash, you can generate fuel. From trash, you can generate plastic, good plastic. From trash, you can generate, gas. From trash, you can generate a lot of things. You can, when we are talking about recycling product, in fact, the world is on the recycling matter. The world itself. Even when man dies and man decomposes on the ground, it becomes another fertilizer to regenerate the potential potent of the soil. So everything that we are doing today is on recycling matter. We are all recycling. We are all going from one system to another system, one generation to another generation. So why can't we now make do of what we can put together and fix? So nothing should go waste in Africa. Nothing should be wasted. Nothing. The food, even the physics, the dung that comes from our anus, it can be used for gas.
Yes.
We've had several, this is the thing that is not making us to advance the way we should advance, is lack of research. When we are not researching as it were, or we are not investing in research institutions and things and products, we will not be able to get more of what we should enjoy. And what is making other countries great today is because of educational aspect on research, capacity that they have put in place. So what VisionAfric want to do, not only that we want to make Africa clean alone, all the pollutants, anything that has to do with pollution, we want to reduce it. And it is because of these areas that has not been considered over the years. And remember, pollutant disease is one of the pollutants. All these viruses.
I love how you're talking about trash, because trash is thrown down one person at a time. So the third commitment to kindness is be kind to Mother Earth, which means take accountability for your actions. Don't live.
No.
Did you know that people smoke cigarettes? Do you smoke? I don't smoke cigarettes.
No, I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke.
4.7 trillion cigarettes get thrown on the ground each year. Trillion. They cause forest fires. The other day, a woman was reported. She passed out in her bed smoking cigarette. She's dead now because she burned to death. So they kill people. They kill your lungs. I mean, and it's just, the government actually encouraged people smoking, said it was healthy back in the 50s for money. As you know, it's an insane society we live in, because all they care about is money. They don't care if you die as long as they made a buck. So we need to turn that mentality around. And I'm learning a lot about Nigeria and all of Africa and all of the world. Everybody has their hands out. Don't ask what the world can do for you. Ask what you can do for the world. And that's being kind, and being kind to others, and being kind to our planet. So this mentality and this vision of you have, we can combine them for Africa, for the world, but we need to set an example. This next 3 weeks, it's going to be a fantastic example for Nigeria. I'm also calling for a moratorium on crime. Let crime take a 3-week vacation. Can crime take a 3-week vacation? It would be setting a fantastic example for the world. And maybe the world will take note of that, because, we've got to be kind to one another. And if you're kind to one another, you're not going to lie and cheat and steal and rob and kill. You're not going to do those things if you're kind to your fellow man. So I got a mission, and you just joined it. And with your intelligence and your vision for VisionAfric and your leadership expert, we're a team. There's no I in team. And I'm so happy to have met you. And today's our first day, our first anniversary, because today is the first day of the rest of your life. Everybody listening, today is the first day of the rest of your life. Make it a fantastic day every single day. Join VisionAfric. Join the kindness revolution. Unify. Let's bring it together. The more numbers we have, the more the governments will listen to us. We outnumber the government, right?
Simple. How many individuals that made up the government for car?
And if you're going to be 2.5 billion or in some years, that's a lot of people that can do some good.
Yeah, you're right, Dr. Fantastic. Thank you so much. You see, when we are talking about being kind, as a matter of fact, if you are not kind to yourself, or let me put it this way, if you are not kind to your society, you cannot be kind to yourself. You are literally telling yourself that you should not live in this world, because kindness is actually what heals the world. Kindness is what heals the world. By showing kindness, you are creating a very influential momentum that, that peace can reign. Because without being kind to your fellow brother, you are automatically enacting or activating violence. We have to eliminate every form of violence in the world, and it is by showing kindness. The war that is going on right now, is because there is a lack of kindness. Any nation clashing, any nation into war, there is no altar of kindness in that nation. Because somebody will be involved. And what is that person? Somebody will drop dead. 2, 3 innocent people will die. Children will die. Women with pregnancy will die. All these things. If we must die, of course, we are going to die one day, but let it be a natural death that we don't need to suffer. We don't need to be in pain. If you are in pain, if I cause pain in your body, you will not forgive me. You will not accept you have the Spirit of God. It takes the Spirit of God for forgiveness to come upon the world. And when we do not have the Spirit of God, that is where there is an empty of kindness. It is by the Spirit of God, kindness emanates, kindness, reproduce, kindness spread, the Spirit of God. How many of our leaders has God's Spirit? How many of our leaders has this love we are talking about? Because without love, you cannot be kind. And this is what we are saying. Our leaders must understand the God's factor. We do not have the leadership, the God, let me call it the theoretical aspect of Godhead on our leadership here on earth. That is theocracy.
Not the right vision. It's based on money, unfortunately.
Based on money.
Here's the good news. I made it so simple for humans, because we got to admit, humans aren't the brightest creatures on the planet. Or we wouldn't have nuclear wars. We wouldn't have all the horrible things that are going on. So the 3 commandments keep it real simple. When I give speeches, months later, I'll run into a 5-year-old and I'll ask them, what are the 3 commandments? They name them like that. A 5-year-old can't forget the 3 commandments. And if you follow the 3 commandments, literally, it's bulletproof. It solves all of mankind's problems. So I made it simple for humans, because like I say, humans aren't the sharpest tools on the planet, or we wouldn't have so many wars, so much corporate greed, so much poverty, so much uneducated people. And we need to educate people. And the 3 commandments are the essence, the simplest way to educate people. Love yourself, love others, love the planet. Simple as that.
Simple as that. Do you know what, Dr. Fantastic, that our leaders fail to realize something in life? And this is, thank God for this platform, and you will permit me to say it to them, because it's going to go all around the world, this particular broadcast. They must understand that ethics leadership is essential. That is, ethical leadership is very, very essential. I call it ethicology of leadership when giving some lectures. When you are not, when passion, compassion, empathy is not part of your leadership style, then you have lost it. And you are not in the position of a leader or a position of leadership to cause pain. Domestically, you must influence your people by ensuring their welfare is met. You have to ensure they have a fantastic, according to the word, life. When we are governing, how awesome are your citizens? How fantastic are your citizens? How brilliant are your citizens? How great are your citizens? How independent are your citizens? How, trust they are able to build in and on and for your leadership matters. This is what our leaders must know. When we are governing and there is this element are not part of what we are doing, then you cannot be fantastic. You cannot be called ambassador of kindness.
100%.
I'm using this platform to tell the world leaders, it is high time to shun war. It is high time, because war is not noble. It is high times to call ourselves, all the money donated for war, we can use it to build our new world. We can use
100%.
it to build individual. If a leader is emerging and there is no duplication of that leadership grace onto the citizens, then you are not functioning as a leader. You have to influence your people positively. They must talk good things about you. The Bible says a good name is better than silver and precious stone. It's better than gold. It's better than rubies. A good name. What is the name that our leaders are carrying? What is that name? How can we reference them? Can we reference you as a good leader or as a bad leader? What measures a good leader is the act of kindness that you are saying today. What
Preaching to the
measures
choir.
that is it. So we must understand this, and that is what I'm saying to all over, everywhere I go, everyone I meet, everyone I come across to. Please, as a matter of fact, you are now the ambassador of kindness, fantastic, and things you are doing. But I've been saying this for years. For
Yeah,
years.
there's definitely a lot of kind people out there like yourself.
Oh my God.
Not enough.
It's not enough. It's not enough. No. I agree with you completely. It's not enough. And what is making the
But now
world
we
change?
have a community in 147 countries with a
Awesome.
unified 3 commitments to kindness. It's our oath, and we have the Global Kindness Pledge. Do you know about the Global Kindness Pledge?
You tell me.
Okay, repeat after me. And this is for everyone, but especially the children. Because if the children say this every day, it builds their self-confidence, the most important thing. It creates and fosters camaraderie, friendship in the classroom. It spreads energy, which you can't go wrong with. It teaches the word fantastic, the value and importance and scientific results from saying the word. And it teaches us about the environment. So you ready? You're going to repeat after me. I pledge to be kind and to love myself.
I pledge to be kind and to love myself.
I pledge to be kind to and strive to love all others.
I pledge to be kind and to strive to love others.
I pledge to be kind to love and respect our Mother Earth.
I pledge to be kind and to love and respect our Mother Earth.
We are all fantastic.
We are all fantastic.
You are fantastic.
You are fantastic.
I am fantastic.
I am fantastic.
Nigeria is fantastic.
Nigeria is fantastic.
You feel that?
Africa is fantastic. You have not mentioned it.
Fantastic. So I'll probably go with on the tour. I'll probably start with Africa. Then I'll go with Nigeria. Then I'll go with the city I'm in. Then I'll go with we and you and I, because that word is so energetic. It really literally reduces anxiety, depression, and stress. One word, because words affect water, and you and I are 80% water.
When we remove stress from anything we are doing on the surface of the earth, then you are good.
Stress is all your fault. If you're stressing the weather, you're a moron. If you're stressing money, that's not smart. If you're stressing a relationship, you can always change a relationship. If you're stressing traffic, you're a total moron, because that means you didn't leave in time to get there, right? Don't stress anything. Stressing the weather, you can't change the weather. Don't stress.
Wow, that's interesting. Don't stress anything.
Nothing.
I get that.
Nothing.
I get that.
Listen, my mother died in her 30s from stress. So I advocated I'll never stress anything. I've lived a stress-free life. You know, I'm 150 years old. I only look 40, right?
Oh, by His grace, I'll be 40. I'll be 44 by September.
Do you know how old I am?
You tell me. I don't know how old you are.
26.
That's fantastic. Indeed, fantastic. Anyways, the mission of VisionAfric is to ensure Africa is truly, liberated from
I love it. It's brilliant.
every form of
And
greed.
tell me, you're in a bunch of countries right now. Tell me about that.
Yeah, thank you. Currently in Canada, by the grace of God, we are here to unify African communities, individuals. This is what we believe, because the center of the focus of the world centers on Africa. And Africans, they are the one making other nations great.
And there's
Africans,
I think there's like 20 states in America that have big Nigerian communities.
Dr. Fantastic, the job you are doing right now, some of our forefathers, they started it, and it is very good. I also want to encourage you, and I also want to tell you that don't be distracted and don't be polluted in any ways.
No,
It
no
is,
way.
yeah, it is, it is.
I'm not doing this for money. Money will pollute it. Money will
Oh,
destroy
oh,
it. This is my
oh,
gift to the
it,
world.
it is not, it is not. When I first talked with you this morning, and your utterances and expression and things, I can feel your heart from there. And these are the people we need in the world. I've been selflessly, by the grace of the living God, working tirelessly with our team without getting any hit from anywhere, sponsoring the project we are doing by ourselves. We need leaders like that, leaders with that money, but leaders with value.
Vision.
Leaders that can share vision, that can run with vision. We need visionary leaders with values, potential values. And that is what
So
our children, our nation.
a lot of people, including my ex-wife, thought I was crazy to go around the world and try to make it a kinder world, right? And some people still might think I'm crazy, but it's okay. Have you heard of a guy named Steve Jobs?
Not at all. Tell me.
Steve Jobs invented Apple Computer, one of those super billionaires.
Okay.
Very famous name in history. He's dead now. But before he died, he said people who are crazy enough to think that they can make a difference in the world are the ones that do. And see, you think you can make a difference. You're not crazy, and you're going to make a difference with VisionAfric. You have to
Thank
have
you
a
so much.
vision, and it may be a little crazy, but it's okay. You can only create if you're thinking a little crazy and out of the
Let
box.
me let me even tell you, sir, if you are not crazy, you cannot do crazy things. Now you're
Right?
hearing from me.
Exactly.
Oluwamuyiwa says, if you are not crazy, you cannot do crazy things.
Right?
That is what we need. We need crazy people, actually. To
You
do
do.
crazy things, we need crazy individuals, because people must misunderstand you. If you are not being misunderstood, then you have not started. That is how it works. That is how it should be. So
Yeah.
I don't want to be understood by a group of people. Let me not be understood. Let me be misunderstood in what I understand, that we give the world understanding. That is what we need. You are doing something right now and people say you are crazy. Yes, you are. Tell them, yes, you are crazy. Because if I'm not crazy, I cannot be doing things. And my craziness is influencing the world positively. That is what we need.
Yeah.
You don't need to show yourself almighty before you do mighty things. All what you need to do is to plug into your purpose and start bringing some things out of the box. I used to do things that I call unconventional mechanisms. When we don't have unconventional mechanisms, you cannot create interventions for problem that needs to be solved. So, and that is what VisionAfric and the people of VisionAfric, they are doing. Dr. Fantastic, let me leave you with this word. We need intentional individuals to make things happen. We do not need to pity ourselves in any situation. We are opportunity creators. We are not opportunists. We are opportunity creators. We need to create the vision. We need to create the future for our children's children. We need to let the world know that we have potential leaders that are still in the world that are not yet known, but they are doing wonderful things, fantastic things. And we need to bring all these young leaders together and train them and mentor them and empower them and let them see themselves that they cannot continue to be zombies. They cannot continue to be at the mercy of the jailers. So we need to go away from all the norms that have, polluted and have choked, that have boxed us, caged us, as if we don't have brain of ourselves. I am sending this message to Donald Trump. I'm sending this message to whoever, to whom it may concern, the global leaders, that they should let individual nations have their own potential, capital run by themselves.
Right.
Let no be any, encroachment, invasion, colonization, or let me call it recolonization. We call it new colonization of the world. We don't need all those things anymore. We have grown. We are now mature. We are now we've realized some other things.
If they need help, fantastic. But Africa doesn't need help. It's got the resources. It's got the people. It's got the technology. Just believe in yourself and do it. Build the factories. Train the people. And that's why this 3 weeks of this tour, we could educate a lot of people on believing in themselves and looking to make Africa great again.
Thank you so much, sir. When you are going about and you need to put me on camera, or you want me to speak to the young people or to the leaders, here I am. I will quickly leave whatever thing I'm doing to let you know that I'm there. If I to be in Nigeria today, I will be with you wherever.
When do you return to Nigeria?
By the grace of God, I'm technically looking at, because we want to actually fix a program here. So, but this year, we are looking at it, and also have assignment in other countries, that I want to do, like Mexico, like US, like UK, like Kenya, and South Africa, then Uganda. So these are the places I may like to touch, then to mobilize our African brothers. Then Dubai as well, touch, maybe if possible. I would like to go to India, because we have some of our correspondents there. I must tell you that we have connections everywhere, and God is helping us. And look at it, your friend, connected us, and your friend is in UK, all the way from Pakistan. So this is built a very strong connections across board and across the globe. All what we need to have now, the intentional people that are ready to invest into our project, into what we are doing. We are asking for investors. We are asking for people that know that Africa is the only solution for the world's future. The future of the world lies in Africa, and lies on Africa, and lies on Africans. Our Africans must know this. And the more we stay in the diaspora, in overseas, the more that overseas use us for themselves, the more the Westerns use us for themselves. So if we come home and we try to put prayer on our leaders that, oh, boy, what you're doing is not good, they should be able to reason. And if they are not reasoning, we put ourselves strategically to positions, to some leadership or government positions, and then from there we develop whatever we want to develop. This is the word I want to leave with you, sir. The destiny of 1.4 billion Africans should not be left in the hand of politicians. The destiny of 1.4 billion Africans should be controlled. If there should be a word like that, let me use the word should be managed by the citizens themselves. So we are the ones to control ourselves.
If we can get 1 billion people on the kindness revolution, I think we could make Africa great.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this invitation. Thank you for having me on your show. Thank you that we are ready to spread the word fantastic kindness and everywhere. I am ready. I'm with you. And I believe my people, when they hear this message, they are going to be very happy as well. So we are together. So, sir, congratulations once again. Welcome to Nigeria. Welcome to Africa. Africa is home. Thank God. I don't know if you have eaten some of the African food already. If not, maybe Mr. Patrick will find you one and you eat. By the time you finish, you would not like to go back to US anymore.
Okay, Alu Wa Mu Yiwa, you are fantastic. Thank you for being on the show. Let's spread the word. We need more kindness in the world. everybody, be kind to yourself first and foremost, be kind to others secondly, and be kind to Mother Earth. Let's just make this world a kinder and cleaner place. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Have a fantastic day, my friend.
And yourself. And yourself.
How's it going, everybody? It's Jake from the Down the Middle podcast, and I'm going to take a quick moment to invite you to check out our show, which airs every other Thursday at 8:30 p.m. on YouTube. If you love pro wrestling, you're definitely going to want to check this out. We talk about the latest in pro wrestling.
AEW's pay-per-views are rough, man. And it's obvious, like, Tony Khan is booking for Tony Khan, and it's obvious because Tony Khan has clinical freaking ADHD, but the kind where, like, you can hyper-focus on the thing you love, and he's like, I legitimately want to watch wrestling for 7 hours. It's like, Tony.
Now everybody else does.
Hardly anybody else does.
We talk about some of our favorite things in pro wrestling.
One of the best promos ever. Like, can we just say, like, I had fucking goosebumps. And here's the thing, I know it's a work, but I'm watching that and I'm like, I think MJF might have duped somebody.
And we have a hot take here and there, too.
Nothing against Riho, it's just like, do you think the audience is fucking stupid? Riho weighs 98 pounds.
The vast majority of great moments in professional wrestling have nothing to do with the move. Don't get me wrong, the moves are part of it. Cena's like, I don't even remember how I won. Everybody remembers this.
But the best part about our show is that you are part of the conversation. So check out the show and join in the fun.
Well, it's that time of the show for Dr. Fantastic Cooks. You're going to witness my longest recipe in 5 years. It took me 4 days to create this dish. Not only after making it after 3 days, the recipe calls for it to sit for 24 hours because, leftovers are fantastic. Even though this wasn't a leftover, because you really get all the juices in there. It's called coq au vin, C-O-Q, first word, which is rooster in French, A-U with, French word, vin, V-I-N, wine. So as a wine recipe, I boiled out the wine so you can serve it to your kids. It was off the charts, but it wasn't very expensive, but it wasn't easy. And it wasn't short and quick like most of my recipes, but it was freaking delicious. I hope you enjoy it. I certainly enjoyed it. Wish you were here to enjoy it with me, but you weren't. So you can at least enjoy me watching it. And I hope you like that interview because, how do you say his name? These names in Africa are amazing. Olu Wamugiwayu. I think I'm close. Or O for short. Or Dr. What was his name? Anyway. I hope you enjoyed the interview. He was fantastic. The ambassadors are getting finer and finer and fantasticer and kinder. It's just the most amazing, because people are paying it forward. People are introducing me to the most amazing people. And I hope you do that too. And I hope you're an ambassador of kindness, by the way. It's free. I know people don't respect free, just like this recipe's free to watch. But it is what it is. It's my gift to the world. And if I can make you happy, fantastic. If I could make the world happier, fantastic. And that's what I'm doing. Have a fantastic day. Enjoy the recipe. I'll see you in a few. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Dr. Fantastic Cooks. Well, through the years, I've been doing easy, fast, economical, and delicious recipes. This one is none of those. It's going to be a bit expensive, not too expensive, because the wine was the most expensive thing. It's not going to be easy. I was married to a French woman for over 30 years, and she did it with her sleep. But I think this is my first attempt. And it's not going to be slow. I mean, it's not going to be fast. It's going to be very slow because I got to marinate the chicken in the wine from 12 to 24 hours. So this is going to be a 2-day video. I'm just going to go through the steps today and then show it to you tomorrow. I was really looking forward to eating coq au vin tonight. It's called coq au vin, by the way, the recipe, which translates to rooster in wine. I thought it was chicken in wine because I guess in the old days the rooster was the preferred bird to eat. But today we have chicken, so it's chicken in wine. And so I'm going to marinate this, then take it out and dry it, and then saute it. It's going to be marinated in bay leaves and some garlic and salt and pepper, and then I'm going to make a beef broth. I'm probably going to buy a regular one, liquid one, instead of making it. I'm going to try to find pearl onions. It's supposed to be the pearl onions. I didn't get pearl onions today. I'm going to try to find those tomorrow, but if not, I'm going to use my favorite red onion. It calls for celery. It's a stew, but it's a really delicious stew. And carrots, and then bacon. I'm going to fry up some bacon. That'll be a nice sauce to it. And the beef broth gives it a real rich, it looks gorgeous. Look it up on the internet. I mean, it's really, and tomato paste. So I think I've gone on salt and pepper, of course. Balsamic vinegar, which I love anyway. I haven't bought that in years, but I'll use it on my salads because I love salads. Of course, olive oil, a little sauteing in olive oil. I bought a noodle, not a noodle, but a elbow type of pasta to serve it on. And that's the lowdown. Wish me luck. I'm going to have to take a couple cocktails to do this correctly. But, cooking's fun, and also calls for mushrooms. I don't really like cooked mushrooms. I like raw mushrooms, so I'm probably not going to use mushrooms. And so, when you're cooking and you don't like garlic, there's the garlic, of course, don't put garlic in it. It's simple. And if you love garlic, like I do, put lots of garlic in it. You can't screw up as long as you have fun in the kitchen and you enjoy and you're not going to get a lot of the wine's going to be cooked out of it, so you're not going to get drunk off the dish. You can serve it to the kids. The alcohol will be burned out from the sauteing, I guess. Anyway, so stay tuned for the debacle of Dr. Fantastic trying to cook Coq au vin. C-O-Q is the first word, coq, which means rooster, I guess, or chicken. A-U is with in French, and V-I-N is wine, vin. Coq au vin. It sounds good even. Coq au vin. We're having coq au vin tonight. So stay tuned. So I'm cooking coq au vin, or marinating it for 24 hours, so I had to eat something tonight. So I had a chorizo, which I diced up. I had a hot dog, one hot dog left. I diced that up. I diced some onions and tomatoes. I'm going to put some red wine on this and some beef stock. And I'm going to serve it over rice, which is cooking with to conserve energy. I'm cooking it in the same water as I'm boiling my corn, my side dish. So this will be served over rice. It'll be dark because it'll be red wine and beef stock. And I'll let you know how it comes out. I mean, I don't know what the hell to call it even. It's just whatever I had to cook. I hope it tastes good. I have no idea. Well, this is turning into the longest recipe I've ever done because it asked for 12 to 24 hours, but I was doing something yesterday, so now it's 48 hours of marinade. And now what we do is we take out the chicken from the marinade, and it's going to, of course, be purple, which is fine because it's a stew. And then we're going to take the wine and going to reduce it by boiling it. I did buy pearl onions. I haven't had those in ages. They're great for cocktails as well. So after I get the chicken out, I'm going to pat it dry because I'm going to be frying it in a little bit of olive oil. As you know, olive oil and water or wine don't mix. It'll spatter and ruin your clothes and burn you. So after you take out all the chicken, and you're going to strain the onion which is flavoring everything, of course. And so you can saute this, get it nice and brown, get a nice color to it, a darker color even. And then after sauteing the chicken, I want to saute the vegetables, which are carrots and the onions. Get the bay leaf there. I can't imagine that bay leaf does that much flavoring, because they always call for one bay leaf, but I never can believe that one bay leaf can do it, so I always put two. So this is a half a chicken, 2 legs and 2 thighs. Keep the skin on, because it gives it a lot of flavor. Oop, there's an onion in there. I'm gonna saute the onion anyway, no big deal. And then I bought, let's see, what else did I buy? Oh, by the way, it's not going to be served over noodles. It's supposed to be served over mashed potatoes. So, that's a pretty easy recipe. By the way, the recipe you just saw before this, I thought I was going to have cocoa bean the other night, and turns out it's quite a process. So I made a beef dish, as you saw, and it was quite delicious. I don't know what to call it, but it was, but I boiled the rice in with the corn. You've probably never done that in your life. I don't remember doing it recently, but the reason is because it conserves energy, and what the rice is going to give the chicken a bad flavor or vice versa? No. And so, you rinse off the rice on the corn, and everybody's happy. Saved energy. Because, when we save energy for the planet will survive. Okay, so I've taken that out. I'm going to take some paper towels and pat dry all the chicken, all those pieces. Get in there, turn it a couple times, use a couple napkins. Oh, looks like I've got some juices there. Drain that wine. Enjoy the process. What I might have done is going like this: pat it, put it in there, take it out. I don't think I've ever cooked coq au vin, but it's nice to challenge yourself. Get out of your comfort zone. Try things you haven't done before, which is coq au vin. But my wife, she would make the most amazing coq au vin. I ate like a king those 30 years I was married. She spoiled me. Okay, so off to the frying pan. This is okay. So 5 minutes on one side of the chicken, and boil the wine to reduce it. Sorry, my voice. I just lost it because I ate a piece of celery. No, I don't know if it's just luck, but whenever I cook, it seems that it works out perfectly. I have the right amount of sauce for the pizza. The chicken didn't have to use 2 pans. It fit perfectly in the pan. I think it's just cooking for so many years. I don't know, just luck. I think it's just luck. Nothing wrong with having some luck in the kitchen. I don't know if you can tell, but the chicken did darken. And of course, you're not going to cook it thoroughly because it's going to cook 45 minutes with the wine and the beef broth and all the other ingredients, tomato paste, balsamic vinegar, some little sugar, salt and pepper, and then 45 minutes in the oven. And here's the kicker: after it's all said and done, it's going to rest in the fridge for another 24 hours. So indeed, it's going to be the longest dish I ever cooked. And wine is about to boil. I never boiled wine before, but that'll reduce it. And I'm hoping after 4 days that this is going to be a fantastic coq au vin. Setting aside the beef, or not the beef, I'm sorry, the chicken, and the wine boiled, so then I put it on the simmer, and I'm going to saute the vegetables for a little bit, not too much, with the balsamic vinegar and olive oil, salt and pepper. So I broke out the big pot. I used to use this pot to cook the beans to feed the locals here. Used to feed 100 people a week every Thursday at the park. Bean sandwich, which I cook in this pot, and a banana. So I've got the tomato paste in there. I throw some flour to thicken it up. You got the vegetables in there. You can see you got the onions, the pearl onions. And so I think I've got everything in there. So let's see what happens. Okay, it's only been cooking for about 20 minutes, but I always, I'm impatient. What can I tell you? I want to test the sauce. I can taste the wine, and that's a good thing. It's coming out very well. So that big pot will actually fit in the oven because I've done it before with the beans. So 45 minutes here, 45 minutes in the oven, and then I'll probably get back to you and show you the results tomorrow on top of mashed potatoes. Talk to you in a little bit. Well, I've been digging into it. It is super delicious. The chicken is tender as heck. I'm having a nice glass of wine with it, and it was worth the effort. So get in the kitchen, have fun. Don't worry about the results. This one, not the typical recipe, but it worked out perfectly. I'm glad I got the little onions, little pearl onions, and it is delicious. It's fantastic. So be kind to yourself, be kind to others, be kind to Mother Earth. Get in the kitchen, teach the kids to cook, and enjoy fine meals. Have a fantastic day, everyone. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and share. And follow me on next week on my tour of Nigeria. Government's invited me in to tour the country and teach Nigeria about kindness. It's going to be fantastic. Stay tuned. Well, I hope you enjoyed the show. I certainly did. And I wanted to put this image behind me to make a point, because I believe in aliens, and I think they've been here before mankind here. And I think they've resurfaced because, with all those nuclear bombs we've been exploding, they're kind of concerned. They are benevolent. Anything, the more intelligent you get, the more benevolent you'll be, and it's my opinion. And so I think when most people believe that they're here, but when we're working with them, I think we're going to unite as a world. Certainly, we need Africa needs to unite as a country. I think all the continents and all the countries should mind their own business. Help the poor people that in your country. I mean, America sends billions of dollars to help other countries. There's many, many hungry people in America. I don't live there anymore, but it's the same with every country. Mind your own business, take care of your own house, and be happy, because it's the goal of our planet to be happy, the goal of humans to be happy. I think most of the creatures are happy, what we're doing to them, but be happy. This is the complete guide to happiness. I hope you're getting the message. I hope you're going to be happy with what you're doing and loving yourself and all that stuff. And I'm just trying to figure out how to get out of this program here. All these things are popping up. There's too much stuff going on. Get out of here. Jesus. At any rate, I hope you enjoyed the show. Whatever you're doing that makes you happy, keep doing it. If find something that makes you jump out of bed in the morning, because when you jump out of bed, you're going to look forward to your day. When you look forward to your day, you're going to have fun. When you have fun, which is our purpose in life, you're going to do it well. And when you do something well, someone's going to pay you for it. But don't jump out of bed for money. I know most people crawl out of bed for money, but jump out of bed to make you happy. Happiness is our goal in life. Be happy. See you next week. Have a happy week. Like, subscribe, share. Join the Be Fantastic philosophy, the Kindness Revolution, plus 502-5531-8892. Join one of our 800 groups around the world. Spread the Kindness Revolution. Be kind to all others. And there's that damn thing come on again. I'm trying to end the show here, but let's see what happens. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Dr. Fantastic along life's way, and I heard him say, you gotta say, I am fantastic, la la la, I am fantastic. You can feel it if you say it. It ain't a game, you gotta learn how to play it. Fantastic, fantastic. Just listen to the doctor. He's a rocker. He walks around all day. He ain't plastic. He's not sarcastic. He says, I am fantastic.